Guys, how are you? Welcome to Rise. This is a place where we learn, we practice, and we grow. Thank you for clicking on this channel. And if you've not subscribed, please hit that subscription button and join the family. This is an amazing family where we're always looking at lessons from the Bible and from different books, lessons that can impact us and help us to rise in our different areas of life. Yes, and different matters of life. So today I want to share with us a story that I find very interesting. It's from the book of Exodus, chapter 1. And this is a story where there arose another king in Egypt. Backtracking, you remember Joseph was sold by his brothers to Egypt, and when he was in Egypt, he rose into a high position. And because of this, when there was a time when there was famine in Israel. So his brothers and his father and their families moved to Egypt. And so the Pharaoh, I don't know how you pronounce it, Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt at that time, loved Joseph, and so he treated the Israelites well. But now there came another king, another reign, where the king did not know Joseph, therefore did not favor the Israelites. And so this king got to a place of insecurity because he discovered that the Israelites were getting numerous in number and they looked stronger than the Egyptians. This meant that his kingship was threatened because, of course, maybe if the number would become so great, they would even overthrow the government and take over from the Egyptians. So this is what he decided. He told the midwives, who are Egyptians, that when the Israelite women are giving birth, please go and kill the male children. We all know that the male children are the ones who are going to be involved in battle. They were the soldiers. So if the male children are killed, it means that, there will be few soldiers. And even in the future, it would mean that the Israelite women would get married to Egyptians. So that's how he was planning to end the tribe of Israel. But now, when I go to verse 19, let me start from 17. But the midwives feared God. Okay, let me start from 15. Then the king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah and the other Puah, when you serve as midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the birth stool, if it is a son, you shall kill him. But if it is a daughter, she shall live. But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live. So the king of Egypt called the midwives and said to them, why have you done this, and let the male children live? The midwives said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are vigorous and are delivered before the midwife comes. And then verse 19, verse 20, that is our main verse, says, so God dealt with the midwives, and the people multiplied, and they grew very strong. And because the midwives feared God, he gave them their own families. So we see that these midwives, remember, Israel was the chosen tribe of God, and these midwives did not join the king in trying to end the tribe. Rather, they continued to do good, and they supported the Hebrew women even to deliver more, as in to deliver their children. So because of this doing, God gave them their own families. And what did this portion of scripture teach me? That sometimes God will put you in a situation where it looks like you are helping somebody else, and it's like that thing is not beneficial to you. And you're wondering, I'm pouring my energy, I am pouring my resources to service this other person's vision. What is my portion in it? But we serve a God who watches and a God who is just. God saw the heart of these midwives, that they were not scared that, these people are going to overthrow us. These people are more than us. They did not let envy and jealousy take over them, but rather they continued to help the women, and because God saw their deeds, God gave them their own families. So even you, in the place where you find yourself located, sometimes God will put you to help that person. Maybe it's in growing their business. Maybe you are employed in their business and you feel like Sometimes you want to withhold your skill. You feel like, this person is not paying me enough, so you withhold your skill because you don't want them to benefit. But the Bible tells us, when you're doing anything, do it as if it's unto the Lord. Do it as if that business was yours. What would you do? So that thing that you do, if that business was yours, is the same way you should do to another person's business. Sometimes we find, and I really appreciate these parents who raise children that are not their own. Sometimes maybe a member of your family passed on. Sometimes maybe it's just someone whom you found needy, and you're raising them up. They are not your blood children, but you pour yourself into them. Sometimes you will think, how am I going to gain from this? It would be that maybe when they grow up, they will not remember that you raised them up. But as you pour yourself into raising this person, even if he is not directly your son or your daughter, God is watching. God is watching how you are supporting, to raise that child who is his own. That child is a creation from God. And God is watching what you are doing. And as you do it, of course, he's also going to reward you. The book of Galatians, I'll go to Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And what does it say? It says, "And let us not grow weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart." So let's not be very self-centered people. The world right now is a self-centered world. When you are looking at doing anything, you're only looking at, how is this benefiting me? How do I come up in this story? But sometimes you find yourself placed in a place where you are supporting the vision of another person. And when you're found in that place, please give your best. Don't withhold because it's not yours. Give your best. And yesterday I was listening to a sermon by Cindy Trim, and she was saying, give even give to people who they will never be able to return back the favor. It's true that you're supposed to be shrewd, of course, and have a community, and your association is like your net worth. But also go the extra mile of giving to someone who this one is a stranger to me, this one will never be able to pay me back, because there is God who is watching you. And when you're doing that, he is a just rewarder, and he's going to reward you. I hope you found this as impacting as I found it. It helps me to move from a place of just being self-centered and looking for things that just benefit me directly, and looking forward even to seeing other people propel and rise in their own field of calling and in their own endeavors. So if you've not subscribed, hit that subscription button, share, like this video, and also let's interact in the comment section. Let me know what you have learned, and I will be very, very grateful. So until next time, bye bye.